We should be clear why we're having this debate now, because I think some on the government benches are confused about it. We're having this debate now because the government has put down the motion. The government chose to put down the motion of confidence this week in what is clearly, blatantly, openly an attempt to avoid scrutiny of its appalling record, particularly in relation to children's health, right before the presidential election next week. That's what's in the papers, that's what we can read. So that's why we're here in that fashion today. It's a political stroke. It's a political stroke that is typical of this government, and the same sort of short-sighted, politically motivated logic presumably is what prompted the Tánaiste to give the solemn promise that he gave when he was Minister for Health, that no child would wait longer than 4 months for a scoliosis operation. It's what should be the case, obviously. I'm sure it seemed like a convenient thing to say at the time to get the heat off him as Minister for Health, but it wasn't true. What happened in reality was that Harvey Morrison Sherritt was forced to wait 33 months for scoliosis surgery, while the curve of his spine went from 75 to 130 degrees. Many more children are still waiting as we speak. The latest figures show there are 40 children waiting for more than 6 months for spinal surgery, while their parents listen appalled to the never-ending stream of scandals emerging from CHI. Would they have had to wait so long if the consultants weren't off performing unnecessary surgeries for profit? Will we ever know the truth? The other reason that we're here discussing this issue is because of Harvey's courageous parents, Gillian and Stephen, who have never given up, never stopped speaking out, and have forced an uncaring government to listen. If they hadn't spoken out, if thousands of people hadn't supported them, thousands of people hadn't come onto the streets in August, we wouldn't be here today. At that protest, Harvey's mother, Gillian, told the crowd that he had to have his whole life put on hold while he waited. We cancelled family holidays, cancelled our wedding, postponed his sister's heart surgery as he sat and waited for a date for surgery. We had to watch him deteriorate, cry in pain, struggle to breathe and lose the sparkle in his eye over those 33 months. Most importantly, though, it robbed him of his childhood. It robbed him of his comfort, it robbed him of his quality of life, and it robbed us of the opportunity to make precious family memories with him. That, to us, is something we will never get over. And people came out to fight for justice for Harvey, to fight against the wait that Harvey had to endure, but also because Harvey symbolises all the children who have to wait. The children have to wait for scoliosis surgery, the children have to wait for appropriate school places, the children have to wait for assessment of needs, the children have to wait for therapies. You may win the vote tonight, and that is likely. But I would say that the people will have a chance to pass their verdict in 9 days' time, and I'm not so sure